I believe the children are the future. But you don't believe teenagers are the future. It's all beautiful when they're little babies and those blankets they have at the hospital that feel like they was made from barbed wire and the roughest kind of cotton they could find on the ground. Everybody loves those babies when they're cooing and throwing up on you and doodling, and you got to change their diapers and stuff. But when those babies get some agency, when they turn like 12, 13 years old, and they start talking back to you, and they have their own ideas about what the world should be and what they should do and who they are, oh, nobody likes that. Oh, no. Got to shut those kids down. Get out the house. Go find you something to do with yourself. Then they go out in the street with their phones and they gather together in groups. And you call it a mob. You call it a youth gang. You call it terrorizing the streets. You give billions of dollars to billionaires. Think about this. You give billions of tax dollars to billionaires to build stadiums for wealthy people to buy tickets to enjoy themselves in the middle of the ghetto. And when the kids come out and say, hey, I just want to be out in the street, I want to go do something, lock them up. They're wreaking havoc on our safe places. I can't even eat my prosciutto in peace with these young people wilding out in the streets. What kind of mentality does this society have? What happened to the children being the future? Where is the investment in their future? Oh, we know where it is. It's in the prison industrial complex. We got a place for them. It's called imprisonment. Let's lock them up and teach them a lesson. Or at least they won't be in our faces and in our hair. We don't have to see them or hear them or even acknowledge their existence. Isn't that beautiful? And another crop of billionaires can profit off of their imprisonment. And hey, better yet, in addition to, let's lock their parents up too, because clearly they don't know what they're doing. Well, how would they know that when we're all part of the same society that is so unfeeling and uncaring and has no planning for the lesser, right? If I'm a working class person or someone who's even unemployed or underemployed or undereducated, what am I doing with a teenager? Where do I take them to? And who's equipped to actually deal with the adolescent mind? They say open the rec center. That's fine. But even in the rec center, is the staff there really equipped? There's some great people who work in recs, right? A lot of them have really loving hearts. They know how to engage young people. But the mental and emotional, psychological issues of the youth, the trauma of the youth, who's addressing that? There are organizations who do great work. They're underfunded and understaffed. Where's the care for the future? It ain't AI. AI can't give you no compassion. And if you watch what's going on with the youth at these graduations, from the high school graduates to the college graduates, they don't want AI. And maybe that's why they want them locked up, because the agenda that's being set into place is not one that includes humanity. And the youth are not so separated from their hearts that they can't see that. We as adults are in our heads so much. We have been so acclimated to whatever the system tells us to do as being right that we just go along in lockstep and throw our future away and celebrate it. This is not new. I saw this as a young person when I was growing up in the crack era. They said, all these kids are just selling dope. Get rid of them. And the police came down in our neighborhoods and pulled our pants down in public and searched our scrotums and called us block boys. And I went to private school. My best friend got beat up by the police for nothing during that era. There was nobody advocating for us. And how many lives were thrown away during that time period? People that were innocent. Yeah, there was some that was selling drugs. Some of them were just trying to buy some damn tennis shoes. They didn't really think about what they were doing. We got all this brain science now saying youth don't know what they're doing. Hey, their frontal cortex is not fully developed, not until 21, 22. But we're not going to apply that brain science now when they're out in the street? What's the use of having the data and the science if you're not going to apply it? What are we really doing? We hate young people. Just admit it. You don't like young people. You hate the teenager in your own home. Once you admit it, then we can do something about it. You can't say, oh, we care for the youth, so we're trying to get their parents involved, and we're going to just lock them up because of our compassion. No, you don't. You lock them up because you hate them. If you've ever been into a prison, you ever been to a jail, you wouldn't want to send nobody there. And I've been into plenty of them, not as no inmate, but as someone who was there to help people. And it's not a pleasant place. And I've been locked up too, but not for no long period of time. But I went behind the wall. It's not no fun place. I wouldn't send my kid there. As long as they didn't murder or maim nobody, I would try to find a way to help them. The wealthy people, when their kids murder and maim, look at some of the recent stories of actual murderers. A kid murdered his stepsister, allegedly. He's in trial. Pre-trial, the judge said, we're not going to put him in jail. We're going to send him home with a relative. This guy murdered a relative. He's going home with a relative because he don't look like us. The compassion is different for those folks, right? Even the PDF files. One of these guys recently, he got 6 months. Got out in 30 days. Why? It ain't the same system. So if you're black or brown, you're advocating for young people to go to prison because they're out in the streets, because they don't have nowhere to go, you're a sick individual. And you deserve whatever you get. And I pray you wake up. I pray your heart opens up. And I pray these young people stand on your heads and show you that there has to be a better way. We've got to find a better way. We've got to get back into our hearts. We've got to find love again. And it's not just all about the economic piece. You know, people say, oh, there's not enough money. There's plenty of money. When the billionaire needs something, they find money and just throw it at them. Oh, you need more money for your stadium? Here's another one. Here's a baseball stadium. Here's a soccer stadium. Whatever you need, we got you, baby. When our young people need something, we can't find it. All we can find is 3 hots and a cot. We got to do better. One love.